What's going on, guys? So I want to talk about why you don't need to worry too much about your breakup. Now, I know this is easier said than done. I remember how it was, and I remember how I felt going through it. I remember when my first breakup happened. I could barely function. The girl that I was with was going to the same school as me. We were still in high school. Now, I'm 31 next month, but I was in high school. We were doing our thing. And it was probably the worst time of my life. I remember listening to Usher, right? Like daily. Heartbroken, eating nothing. I used to be able to down a Baconator, no problem, okay? Still can, as you guys can tell. I couldn't even down a quarter of a Baconator, right? I would just lie in my bed, wallowing in my own sorrow. And I think many of you are probably going through the same thing. Maybe not as sappy as that, but you guys are probably obsessed with the thoughts and emotions, right? So I remember the one thing that I could not get my mind off was, who is she with now? What is she doing now? What is she up to right now? All of my energy focused on what she is doing. Now, I'm a spiritual guy. I understand that everything is energy. The more energy you put into something, the better result you're going to get, especially if the energy is placed in the right place with the right intention. All my energy should have been placed on myself. But I think we do need to go through these experiences to learn, to understand that putting your energy into somebody else isn't the right idea or option anyway. That leads me to helping you here. And that's what I want to help solve with this video. I want to help solve this problem for you. Because I know many of you are sitting at home just thinking about her, thinking about who she's with, what she's doing, watching her social media, all of that garbage. Most people going through a breakup, especially if you are at the 3-week mark, 4-week mark, you're going through a lot of intense up and down emotions. The first week or two is usually a pretty big shock, right? It's usually pretty heavy. But about 2 weeks in, a week in, give or take, depending on the person, I remember feeling the worst after about 2 weeks. The shock really hit me, that like the nature of what it felt like hit me right away. Hit me then. It didn't hit me right away. For some of you, it probably hits you right away. Maybe you're grieving instantaneously. Who knows? But sometimes you feel good, and sometimes you feel like absolute trash. You feel like garbage. It's those moments, especially when I coach my students, that everyone buckles under the pressure. Everyone's like, okay, I'm going to do no contact. They get all motivated and jazzed up, especially after a call. And then they go into this mode where they're like, okay, I really miss her. And they start feeling that the emotions come up. And then those emotions cause a lot of thoughts, meaning, is no contact going to work? Who is she with? And you start going into all of those thoughts because you feel that really intense emotion. What do? That is the real big problem I want to help you guys solve. Because when you feel better, you feel like you can tackle anything. That's why I started Daily Vibration, because Daily Vibration, which is my other YouTube channel, going to help bring you out of that place where you feel those intense emotions and you feel so driven by them, where you do dumb things like reach out during no contact, or you do something that you're like, oh, maybe I'll run into her if I go to this place where she's always at, right? This gym, right? It's more about getting those emotions under control so that you can handle it. And this is why the video is titled like so, why you shouldn't worry so much. And again, I know easier said than done. So getting a handle on those emotions and making that intensity of those emotions come down, right? So you can turn the knob, right? From 11, where you're out of control, you're like, I need to do something in order to, get that fucking visceral gut feeling out of your body. And then usually that feeling, it doesn't get you anywhere. The consequences are worse. Usually reaching out or showing up at her door is going to get you a nice stern message, or the cops called on you. Worst case scenario, restraining order and shit like that, right? Knocking shit over. That is where that comes from. So we need to take that knob and dial it down to something that is controllable for you. So the best way to do that, when you feel that, you need a ritual, right? But when you feel that intense emotion, when you're like, I really want to call her, right? Go for a fucking walk and leave your phone behind. There's this little box that you can get online. It's called Google. I don't have it with me. It's at home right now. But if you Google like time delayed safe or time delayed box, it's got like a little turning knob on the top of it. And what you do is you can literally, when you feel this way, you can put your phone in there, or if you can even anticipate it, Just put your phone in there for a few hours so you don't look at the social media and you don't look at or even have the temptation to call or text or slide into the DMs. So you can put your phone in there, put the timer on, and look, if need be, if you need it, everyone's going to go, oh, what about in case of emergency, right? Go get a fucking flip phone, like a burner phone, if you need to call the ambulance or the police or something, right? Something that is ridiculously annoying to text on, okay? You can do that, and that will help you. But go for a walk and lift weights, okay? Now, walking has been, like, scientifically proven to completely, like, make you feel better, especially walking in nature. Something about the greens, maybe. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I don't really know what it is. I don't know what the science behind the study is, but it's been proven that. You guys can go look it up. Walking in nature, okay? That will make you feel better. It releases something in your brain. Maybe it's serotonin or dopamine. I don't know. You're going to come on out of the side. I usually walk on a trail when I have to think and de-stress. So when I come out on the other side, I'm like, whatever I'm worried about doesn't matter as much. And I want you to lift weights. 2 reasons. I'm pointing over here because my bench press is next to me. When you lift weights, you can set a goal for the weights that you do lift, right? You can increase it or whatever. That gives us men something to really, strive for. You'll also get a bigger chest, right? Lifting weights also releases endorphins and it makes you feel good. Okay? I did a set before this video. I do a set before every video. It's really important for you guys to do both, in my opinion, because when you're walking, you're getting your mind. It's almost like exercise for your mind, and lifting weights is like exercise for our muscles, right? So lift weights and walk. When you're walking, if you can, handle it, and you can have your phone with you, right? Put a podcast on. Put Order of Men on, or Elliot Hulse, or whoever you want to listen to. That will help keep you in that masculine mindset. I'm going to be starting a podcast. It's going to be a show-like podcast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find quotes, find stuff around I'm going to kind of do like a roundup of masculine shit for dudes and put it out there and just talk about it, right? If something comes up about women, I'll talk about it. Something comes up about spirituality, I'll talk about it. Money, business, whatever, right? And it'll be a show where it'll be like 30 minutes long every day to get you guys moving in the morning or afternoon or night, whatever the fuck time you guys get your shit together. So why you do need to do this is because you do need to get a handle on your emotions. I said this earlier, but I cannot emphasize this enough. We make the worst decisions when we're emotional, okay? We make terrible decisions when we're in that visceral feeling like you guys feel. So getting a handle on that is so fucking important. And this is something I'm going to put into my course. My course is going to be growing, by the way. So I'm going to be adding a lot of attraction stuff. So how to sustain attraction. That's what that course is really going to be focused around. Because the one issue that most men have is sustaining attraction over time. How do I stay attractive to my wife, to my girlfriend, so you don't get dumped, right? So I talk about how to get your ex back in the first 1 to 8, right, parts. And then I'm going to have, I'm holding on to like this stupid like piece of like lint in my pocket that I found. I'm going to have, and then I'm going to have another section, part 1, attraction, part 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. It'll be growing and growing and growing. That's going to be about how to sustain the attraction, how to keep masculine, confident, on top of your shit. Right now, the course is still $2 minimum. And you can pay whatever you want. If you like my work, if you like me, you like what I do, pay more. It's up to you. But if you only want to, right now it's at $2 minimum. That will go up. When it goes up, it's because there's more content in there. Eventually, it'll probably go up to like $50, and that's probably where I'll max it out. So sustaining attraction is the most important thing, and that's where I get all of my students now. Because there's always these subtle little things that turn girls off over time that a lot of these guys are doing. It's subtle shit over time. That's what I'm seeing. It's not so much intense shit. It's subtle, small behaviors that turn someone off over time that ends up getting her to say, you know what? Why am I with this guy if I keep feeling this way? Right? And here we are. So do that when you feel those emotions bubble up. Go for a walk. Lift some weights. I understand COVID right now. Right now we're coming out of lockdown 3. So yeah, kind of insane. I'm really tired of it. So I got to get my hair cut. I got to do a lot of shit, right? But I want you guys to do the same. Lift weights, walk, listen to podcasts and books. Stay away from social media. Unfollow shit that does not serve what you're trying to do and where you're trying to go. The shit that really pulls at your emotions, get the fuck away from it. It doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't help you. Now, follow Daily Vibration, my other channel. And there I talk about a lot more about consciousness, emotions, and shit like that. If you want coaching, it is down below. Hit it up. I'm here for you. We focus heavily on your issue, how you got there, and then how to fix it and never have to go through it again. I give you the material that you need to read, and I show you exactly why you got to where you are and how to never do it again. Problem solved. Done.